morning, welcome to London, welcome to the Excel Centre and welcome to UC Expo. It's a two-day event happening today and tomorrow. We're here on the first day. It's not a exclusively Microsoft event, so you will see kind of all across the industry, which is kind of a nice place to come and just see what everyone else is doing as well. But it's very much focused on UC, and so it'll be good to catch up with all the vendors, all the partners, see what's happening. I expect Microsoft will be here in some capacity, and also expect lots of devices and lots of hardware as well. So let's get inside, let's get checked in. Other conferences happening today in this building include LiftX, the lift industry experts, and I guess some others as well. I've seen some other things advertised as well, but if you're really into lifts, you could come here. Tom, yeah, lovely, thank you. Great, thanks a lot. Thanks. Thank you. All right, we're in. I've got my badge. The first thing that strikes you is how big this conference space is. It's kind of a big conference, there's a lot going on, and actually that's because there's kind of two conferences going on in one. There's UCX, which is UC Expo, and there's DTX as well, which is kind of digital transformation, I think. We're in the DTX bit right now, as you can see. And we're going to make our way over to the UCX bit, which is kind of over there, and kind of see what we see along the way. It's become quite common at some of these conferences that mix like the Expo Hall with where the stages are at as well, to give everyone who's attending one of these smaller sessions headphones to wear, which is such a good idea, because we've been through a couple of years of speakers just like shouting to get their message across, get themselves heard, and so it's a much better way of doing it, and means that like the whole volume of the Expo Hall is slightly less as well, and speakers aren't like having to shout to kind of get their message heard, and also people get a much better listening experience as well, because they can really kind of concentrate on what's being said. So this is the Microsoft Technologies kind of theatre. It's where all the sessions will be that focus on Microsoft, and then in and around this area, this is where you're going to find those stands and those exhibitors that have chosen to be close to the Microsoft stage. So that's kind of a good way to kind of figure out if you're looking for someone or looking for particular, want to find which vendors are in a particular space. This is a good way to do it. Go and find the stage that lines up with the tech or the company you're interested in, and then start to look at some of the vendors, some of the partners that are situated close to that stage. So there's a session happening right now on the Microsoft Teams stage. It's all about using Microsoft Teams at scale, and that's a good example actually of some of the value you can get out of being here. It's not just about seeing the vendors. There's a panel there with people who've worked in the industry, companies and customers who have deployed Teams at scale, who've already done it and been there, and you can then kind of learn from some of that and pick up some tips and ask questions. That's another really good value actually to somewhere like this that runs those kind of panel sessions, because it's not just about seeing the vendors and hearing what they have to say about why you should do X, Y, and Z, but actually it's about talking to people who've done it already and who've been there and can give you some tips if you're thinking about doing the same thing. One of the things I always really like about some of these device vendor stands, and they always kind of show up with the latest hardware, and it's really good. Like this hardware, sometimes you do just need to see it, so it's great to be able to just play with it, kind of see how good or otherwise it is compared to your expectations, compared to what you saw online, and see some of the different models that are available and the different solutions that these different vendors have for different scenarios. So look, there's 4 different conference room kind of tech solutions for kind of small huddle spaces, all the way up to the kind of very large as well. So it's good to be able to just kind of come here, you can pick them up, you can play with them, you can answer all those questions that you might have had about how they worked or how else, in a way that you really can't get just by looking at the website or just kind of talking to someone about it. So that's another really good reason, I think, for the kind of coming to come and just play with some of this tech as you see it. It's always interesting to see what different vendors and partners will do to kind of stand out from the crowd a little bit and make their stand a little bit and their offering a little bit different. This is a great example of that. So CPS and Anywhere 365 together look like they are offering a waffle stand, which is a great idea, I think, for a conference. All right, we're coming to the end of the conference day now, so you can see kind of the stands are emptying out. We just had a 10-minute warning, actually, they're going to throw us out in 10 minutes. But people are still doing some of that kind of networking. As I walk past the 8x8 stand, you'll be able to kind of see behind me, behind my shoulder, people enjoying a drink, doing some networking, catching up. And really for me, that's been the value of today, is being able to catch up with people, being able to talk, figure out what's been going on in the industry in the past couple of years. You know, I was here last year, you can go and check that video. Slightly different vibe last year. It was a lot less people, it was a lot more sparse, a lot more spaced out for obvious reasons. But actually this year it feels much more like a normal conference, if you like, from the old times. So that's really good to see and kind of exciting, and gives me a lot of hope that, you know, conferencing is kind of back in a very normal way, and we'll be doing this again next year. And I think that's good because it gives people a chance to talk to other people. And for me, that is the real value of these conferences, getting people to talk to other people in a way that it's kind of hard to do, you know, over Teams or, you know, virtually. So yeah, really good conference today. I think we're pretty much going to call it and head home. And it's been a good day. I hope you find this kind of video useful. It's hard to get across the spirit of a conference, if you like, or that kind of buzz or the feeling. But hopefully some of the footage you've seen, if you're kind of on the fence about whether to go to USB Expo this year and you didn't kind of pull the trigger on it, maybe you'll be able to go next year. You can check out the website. They do other events as well, so you can kind of see what's going on. They do events throughout the year, some virtual, some in person, so that's worth checking out. Anyway, that's everything from me. I hope this was a useful video, and I will see you on the next one.